to the meeting to discuss the stormwater ordinance. John Carlson addressed the commission with concerns regarding the stormwater ordinance. He suggested that the city use the MTS stormwater ordinance sample. He will get the ordinance to City Manager Chip Hellman and to the barge engineers for viewing. Commissioner Sherry Johnson made the motion to wait and use the MTS ordinance and read it for its first reading at the April 4th, 2024 meeting. Motion second by Commissioner Marlene Graves. All in favor. Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Any additions or corrections to the public hearing? I will stand approved as read, and then we have the regular monthly meeting.
The Cross Plains City Commission met on Thursday, March 7, 2024 at Cross Plains City Hall. Those present were Mayor Barry Faulkner, Vice Mayor Sam Hastings, Commissioner Marlene Graves, Commissioner Sherry Johnson, City Manager Chip Hellman, and City Recorder Tammy Covington. Absent was Commissioner Jason Young. Mayor Faulkner welcomed the delegation and called the meeting to order. Everyone stood for the Pledge of Allegiance. Minutes from the February 1st, 2024 meeting were read. There were no additions or corrections. Motion made to have minutes stand as read. All in favor. Financial report was given. Motion made to forego reading of financial report until after the bathroom project at Kilgore Park was complete for final approval. All in favor. Mayor Faulkner gave the police and fire department reports. Police answered 57 calls and fire answered 79 calls. 26 inside the city limits and 53 outside. Under old business, sewer discussion resumed from the February 1st, 2024 meeting. Robertson County Mayor Billy Vogel was present to inform the city that the grant was coming to an end and GNRC was needing to know if the city of Cross Plains was going to accept or deny the $500,000 grant to be used to install a sewer system in the downtown area. Discussion resumed with commission and floor was open for public comment. There were several business owners present to plead for the sewer system, and there were also homeowners present with concerns regarding the installation of the system and where it would be located on their property. City Manager Chip Hellman informed the commission that the sewer could connect to the existing system at the interstate location. No decision was made and motion made to have a special call meeting on Monday, March 25th, 2024, so that all commissioners could be present for a vote. All in favor. Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Any additions or corrections to the March meeting? Stand approved as read, and then
March 25th. The Cross Plains City Commission met on Monday, March 25th, 2024 at Cross Plains City Hall for a special call meeting to discuss the sewer grant. Those present were Mayor Barry Faulkner, Vice Mayor Sam Hastings, Commissioner Marlene Graves, Commissioner Sherry Johnson, Commissioner Jason Young, City Manager Chip Hellman, and City Recorder Tammy Covington. Mayor Faulkner welcomed the delegation and called the meeting to order. Everyone stood for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mayor Faulkner gave a brief explanation on what this meeting was to discuss and turned the meeting over to City Manager Chip Hellman. City Manager Hellman informed the commission that he, Mayor Faulkner, County Mayor Billy Vogel, and County Commissioner Paige Stubblefield met with the Denis to discuss the options available for sewer. Option A showed the sewer lines would run from City Hall to the existing Adenis pipeline at a cost of $549,000. Option A was the option that was most appealing to the commission. Adenis advised again that they would be contributing an additional $80,000 to the monies already delegated from the Robertson County Commission GNRC federal grant. This meeting was adjourned after Adenis once again advised that the cost would be exactly what they had presented in prior meetings, that there were no hidden fees involved. City Manager Hellman informed the commission that it was possible to have barge engineers review the work at a cost of $5,000 to $10,000 cost the city. Once the plans have been agreed upon, the commission could have a land survey done at the cost to the city of $10,000 to $16,000. The city of Cross Plains would also have the city attorney review the contract with the cost to the city of approximately $1,000, making total expenses to the city $16,000 to $27,000. Mayor Faulkner advised the council that there was a possibility that Cross Plains may be awarded the $400,000 that was originally specified to be used by the city of Orlinda should they decide not to take advantage of the grant. If this happens, the city of Cross Plains would then have the amount of $900,000 going towards the sewer project. Should this be the case, the Robertson County Commission would have to vote to redirect Orlinda's designated money to Cross Plains. The floor was then open to the audience for any questions they might have. After the open discussion was closed, Mayor Faulkner addressed the council to make sure they were aware of what is going on and wants to make sure they understand the issues, especially the health issues currently in the city and what might happen if the sewer is not approved. Vice Mayor Hastings made the motion to table the vote on the sewer until the April 4th, 2024 meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Okay. We'll speak with, Matt Nix today with the Venus. Orlando's still in it. They met, they're, still wanting to pursue it, so, there's still some controversy there, so that's just a heads up to let you know that they're still trying, like where we're at. Any other additions or corrections to the, Monday, the 25th meeting? Okay, we'll let those stand approved as read. Let's see, the financial report.
I'm gonna suggest we forego that again for one more month.
Yeah, we're still paying bills on the restrooms. You know, I
Right.
just paid one today to Moore Lumber, so
Okay,
And then,
we hadn't got all those in yet.
okay.
I do think our general fund's a little excessive. What would you be comfortable moving? 100,000?
Mhm.
So it's just a recommendation, obviously, that it would be to get another CD at Farmers for another 100,000.
Okay, y'all heard the recommendation. Anybody like to make the motion? Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
So we're moving 100,000 to Farmers Bank?
Yep, for a CD.
Okay, we'll take a motion on foregoing the financial report till next month. Maybe we have the bathrooms completed. And by the way, it looks good down there, Tommy.
Yeah,
It looks really good. You guys think the bathroom looks good with all.
Looking for the motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, no resolutions, no ordinances. The fire department had 80 calls. 28 of those were inside the city limits, 52 were outside. Police department had 47 calls. And Chip,
Well, most of what I have to say will be during sewer discussion. However, I do want to follow up on the stormwater ordinance. I connected, the engineers at Barge who did that stormwater ordinance with the gentleman who was here. And they're communicating and, they're revamping that so it matches the model, stormwater ordinance. Not ready for this month, hopefully for next month. But that's been done, so that's great.
Kenny Swan, you got anything on parks?
Yes, I sure do. And the most important news tonight, my granddaughter got her first hit at Dixie tonight.
Yeah.
Her grandfather acted a fool on that. We are having the Bluegrass Festival in May, 16th, I think. And we're always looking for sponsors for that. And I sent a note to the commissioners last night, but y'all don't know anything about it. One of our sponsors that's come forward is Old Smoky Distillery. And they do a lot of these around and about, and they've agreed to sponsor ours this year. One thing that they're requesting, and I felt like it's something that y'all need to decide, is in their booth, they want to sell their product. Now, that's not to be consumed at the park. We have no alcohol consumption at the park. It is sold in a container that is not to be, they make it very clear it's not to be opened there. It's sold in a container that is sealed shut so that you can purchase it and take it home. And they're willing to help us in sponsorship on the Bluegrass thing. It's an area that we haven't talked about before. Obviously, we don't want anybody consuming alcohol in our park, whether they bring it from home or they might want to smoke it anywhere else. That's not a place for it. You also don't want handguns in the park. That sounds very clear when you go in. So what I'm doing tonight, and Faye's here that can answer any questions that y'all might have too, is I'm asking y'all as the commissioners for guidance and I guess approval or disapproval on what you want to do on this matter. Do you want to allow Old Smoky Distillery to sell their product in their booth at the park for consumption somewhere else? And I'm glad to answer any questions that I can say yes to.
So they're making a donation? How much they make?
They have not made it yet. It's contingent on whether they can sell their product. But it would be a sizable, more than we've ever gotten for anyone else.
They would probably be our biggest sponsor.
Yeah, they would be our biggest sponsor.
So ballpark, 2,500, 5,000?
Probably 5,000 to 10,000.
Okay.
Question I have, and I have not talked to the city attorney about this, and I have spoken a couple of times, but I didn't raise this issue with him, but I'm just trying to think in my own head how this is different than, I mean, we have businesses here in the city who are they have a beer permit or liquor license or whatever, and they can sell, not to be consumed. You can go to the gas station and
You can't buy liquor, packaged liquor.
I guess that's right. It's
It's
just
only
beer.
liquor by
right?
the drink.
Say it again?
Liquor by the drink.
So we have liquor by the drink and we have
But
a
you
beer
can't buy
permit.
packaged liquor.
Okay. And so do we know, are they licensed by the alcohol, tobacco?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure they are.
Okay.
They can answer that.
Old Smoky is licensed, through the state of Tennessee
Okay.
with their liquor license. They sell,
I'm sorry.
they sell in 50 states in the United
Ah.
States, in 7 countries
Well, they're
overseas.
probably licensed.
So they're licensed.
Obviously not
I just
familiar.
talked to them today, apparently they do this at other festivals that are much the same size as us and bigger than us even, and this is something that they make very plain when they sell it to you. They make it very plain whenever they're invited on the stage to announce something as one of the sponsors. So they're diligent in trying to make sure that nobody goes to their car and drinks. Now, we're all adults here. We know that can happen. We know that honestly, you can bring it from home and drink it in your car. We know that people are as good as people intend to be. But we also, by making that announcement, we have leeway that if that person drinks in their car and gets out of their car, then they're breaking our rules of park as far as public drunk, consuming alcohol in the park and things like that. That would be our recourse.
Can you run some of this past our city attorney and get a good legal
Yeah, how
answer
quickly
for
do
that?
we, I have a scheduling issue with the city attorney, which I'll talk about here in a minute.
Part of the problem with that is that, we would pass or disapprove this tonight. Then Old Smoky has a process where they vet us. They make sure that we are worthy for them to come and participate. And their process takes a pretty good bit. So they're needing to know tonight, and so they can start their vetting process to be ready by the May date. I'm not opposed to the city attorney.
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
telling you the timeline is that it
Yeah.
would need to be.
So the only way you could do it tonight would be if you approved it pending approval by our city
Is this
attorney.
a city event, or is this, like, what's the sponsor, like, who's so-called over?
Well, we have our own organization, Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival is its own entity. We do, work side by side with the city on it, and they've worked with us every year. The city has kind of been like our head sponsor. It used to be through the chamber, but, the chamber, has gone in a different direction and asked us to separate it from them, not because there was any problems, just trying to keep the money separated, which makes total sense to us. And so, but we've always kind of been led by, even though it wasn't a city function, and so you always supported us and helped us with what we needed for the festival.
Short answer is not the city.
No, it's not.
We support it with police, we support it with trash, we support it with things like that, just like we do with, the Easter egg hunt last Saturday, or The Life Center has an event down there, we support that, but it would be an event that was sponsored by Life Center or Mount Carmel, or in this case, the Bluegrass Festival.
I'm kind of what you said, Chip, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Prove it, appoint it.
Prove it,
Okay,
but
Bob.
continue. Now,
We
here's,
gotta have some legal answers to some of this.
yeah, the challenge we have, I'll just go ahead and break the news. Russell Freeman's on his way out of the country, so he'll be gone for another 10 days with his family and won't
They
be.
have a partner?
Well, yeah, we've never really worked with her. I know her pretty well, because she's got an adopted child from Haiti. So I know her that way, but, I mean, I can ask her, but she wouldn't know anything about our code necessarily.
You wanna ask MTAG? Some legal folks through MTAG?
Yeah, I could.
Your question last night, these folks aren't privy to that, but we don't have any ordinance on record that deals with any of this as far as the ground here.
Well, I think we need to look at doing that if we're gonna have events with alcohol.
I will say that, can I,
Yes, please.
the state allows it in their state parks. Old Smoky has done several festivals in, state-owned parks. Cedars of Lebanon has a festival every year, and they're big on that, they're big in that one. Then we go down to like the private or the, Bellmead Mansion has one every year there, and no alcohol is consumed there, or at the Hermitage. And Old Smoky has a product and sells their products there, the same way we're talking about selling it here. So it's not something new for them, they do this all the time, in state-owned parks and private facilities that have no alcohol
And I
consumption.
understand that, I just
So
know
it is a legal.
alcohol is one of those things you just can't roll up on the corner and start selling it, you know, there's
Yeah, but they don't
there's
do
some
that.
steps. There's some
And that's
steps,
the reason
I
they,
just wanna make sure we're taking care
and
of
that's the reason that they also vet us to make sure that we are where we're supposed to be legally.
it. Mhm.
It's a two-stage product, process with them as well. You know, ours is just this, but
So we'll come back next month and get opinion and go from there.
But they need a vote tonight.
Here's what I would ask of you tonight, is it okay to proceed with approval pending a good report from or a good advice from our attorney? Because we need, if we can, to get the ball rolling on those Smoky from there. And I realize that, you know,
But what if we get the ball rolling and our attorney pumps the brakes on it?
And they're,
Okay.
you would just have to tell them we are
yeah,
wanting.
tell them, yeah, what we would do tonight, if y'all approve, what we would do tonight is we would inform Old Smoky that the city commission approved, once we have talked to our attorney, that they can go ahead and start the ball rolling with full knowledge that if something comes back from that attorney, that we don't feel like it's in the best interest of the city, we will stop the process. Now, then it'll be up to Old Smoky whether they want to continue to sponsor the.
and also
Well,
one,
they've got other products, they've got t-shirts, shot glasses,
Yeah,
koozies,
but that's their business.
yeah, I
If
know,
they,
I
if
get
they would
it.
choose not to, they can.
Candles.
one of the things that they look at is how much, exposure are they going to get, which means when we advertise in social media, we have 3 billboards downtown in Nashville, that we advertise the Bluegrass Festival on each year, and, when we list our sponsors, they want to be there, and they want to be at the top. And so that's something we're starting to advertise now, and so the quicker we can get, something done, then the quicker we can get their name out there, because that's an issue to them as well.
So I guess my question is, what do you want me to tell you?
I think it'll be fine, that's a pretty big company, they're not gonna do anything to jeopardize their sales.
No, didn't we pretty much say it was gonna be contingent on whatever our
Yeah.
attorney tells us?
So if you're asking for a vote, somebody I would think, I mean, my opinion would be make a motion that you approve this sale, but subject to a full green light and approval from our city attorney.
I'm good with that. Can we get that in writing from the attorney as well?
Not till he comes back from.
Whoever we get it from, MTAS,
Okay, we'll sure do our best.
I'll make that motion, Chip.
Okay.
Can I ask does that work for you? Does that work for you?
We'll just go on and proceed like, I don't think that you're gonna find an issue anywhere. They've done this too many times with other places and in other cities that I don't think that the attorney will come back with an issue. So, I think we're good enough to go ahead and do that, contingent on the attorney, and I'll make them aware of that, but hopefully we can go ahead and start that.
MTS is a good idea too, because Gary may not be able to
And he could probably
give you
answer
10
that tomorrow.
cities that do this already.
Okay, there's a motion made, Jason made the motion, waiting on a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. So we're not gonna do the storm drain ordinance tonight, we're still waiting on
Right.
approval, so.
They're working on it.
We're gonna let Chip, speak on where we're at with the sewer thing, but what we'd like to do is, all comments will be at the very end. So, there's not gonna be just a discussion back and forth on that, we're gonna go through it, try to get out of here at a reasonable time, so I hope everybody understands that, so you sign in, you got 3 minutes to try to state what's on your mind, and, we value your opinion. So, Chip, I'll just let you tell
Okay.
everybody where we're at.
Well, just some, things from since the last meeting, that's all I want to do, is just give you some updates. I've talked to 3 different people, 3 different times in the state comptroller's office, confirmed you're exactly right. The city cannot, participate in this sewer project whatsoever. So there is no money that coming from our general fund can be put into this project. Whether it's to cover cost overruns or because we'd like to see it look differently, no money can come from the general fund into this project. So, I've also talked twice to the city attorney, and the city attorney also checked with MTS just to make sure of a couple of things. If somebody in the community wanted to participate, a business, they could go directly to the sewer company, as they always have been able to, and strike their own deal, right? We can't stop that. It's a private sewer company. And if we were to vote no, and that were to happen, that doesn't mean it won't happen tomorrow, because the businesses could get together, put their own money together and go to the Dinas, and there's not really anything this group can do about it, because it's a independent third party. So I got all that confirmed. I also talked to Kevin Breeding at Orlinda. I'm glad you mentioned that, because he told me that they met on Monday with, told me this last Friday, that they were meeting with the Dinas on Monday, and they have their own issues. The piece of property they thought they could use is now off the table. So they had another option, so they were gonna get a Dinas to run some more costs. So you can't, just as you said, you can't count on that Orlinda money. We're looking at the $500,000 grant, that's all we got. But the good news is, we're not responsible for the cost overruns. Then I got a call from Russell today around lunchtime, because he had been he had been delivered copies of all these letters. And he called me specifically for 2 reasons. One is, he wanted to make sure we reported this to our insurance company. So I had a call with Tammy and Barry, a 10-minute call after that call, to make sure Tammy gave copies of these letters to our insurance companies, to put them on notice that our insurance company, put them on notice there may be an issue. Sooner you can let the insurance company know, the better. So did that happen?
Mm-hmm, it did.
Okay, thank you. Second thing he wanted to make sure of was that we all understood that the preservation, as it's stated in this letter, preservation of all evidence, and in the letter it says including records, reports, audits, contracts, documents, proposals, correspondence, internal memos, notes, letters, recorded statements, and or communications, whether physically, electronically, or digitally stored, that are in each respective commissioner's possession, custody, and or control regarding the city commission's consideration of the state of Tennessee infrastructure grant. All he wanted to do was dumb that down for me, and he wanted me to make sure to pass it on to you guys. Simple things like you can't switch cell phone carriers right now. If switching the cell phone carrier would cause you to lose your texts and your emails, could be held in contempt for ditching anything, text to one another, text from the community. So he just wanted me to make sure to put an exclamation point on that, just to encourage everyone to be very good stewards of whatever you have in your possession. And I did talk about insurance coverage. To be candid, he said, you're going to have to ultimately get a ruling depending if there is some action taken later. Your policy may not cover the city, and it's highly likely it won't cover the commissioners, which we know that, right? Because 29 or 30 years ago, however long it was ago, Barry, Jimmy, Charles, and you had to go get your own attorneys, depending on how the action, and fund those yourselves. So he just wanted to point that out. The term they use that was used in here was government oversight. He said that's kind of a nebulous term, but he said the way I interpret that is make sure you have objective reasons to do what you do. And I said, well, whether it's a positive or a negative, just make sure you have objective reasons. I said, well, give me some examples. He said, well, an objective reason is you're going to try to fix a problem that you know exists and you have funding for it. That's objective. You're not going to fix a problem that may be present because the city's going to have to pay. That's objective. What isn't objective is phone calls from people who don't want it, that sort of thing. He said, just make sure everyone has just objective reasons for doing what they do. That's basically all he said. He said, it'll be up to your insurance carrier on how this is handled if something were to happen down the road. That's the only communication. It's my second communication with him, but it was the first I heard of this because I didn't know this was coming, number one. Number two, I guess he got the delivery before even we did up here, I guess. Anyway, that's all he had to say. He couldn't be here tonight because he's getting ready to leave the country. That's really all the updates I have. I have no news, no new insights, no new anything. Just that.
Sam, do you have anything to say?
Well, I mean, we're back to the discussion on the subject. I said the last time I was in here, I think it's a good deal. It's free money. We're getting infrastructure, and any time that you can get any type of infrastructure, and it's not cost the city any money, you're better off. That's my opinion.
So I see people looking at each other like, what are they talking about? We got served today, myself and these other commissioners, by an attorney for Mr. Brandon West, stating that being elected, what we do, I'm putting this in, feel free to correct me, but you're elected, you do what's in the best favor or for the public. This money has been approved through TDAC, through a state, basically federal grant. They seen the need for this, and then we've teeter-tottered on whether we want to do it or not. We sent out the forms 49 forms were sent out. I don't have the exact numbers. I think we had 17 that saying
16 positive. I'll take it
16?
right now.
positive, 3 or 4 that wanted a little bit more information.
11, no thank you.
11 people saying no, they didn't. And, you know, just to be honest, out of those 11 that didn't, some of them didn't need it. Their system's working fine. They don't want another monthly bill. I would probably be there. So, we got some businesses here, and we beat this to death. So, got a few businesses that they don't have a choice. They need this, and that's what they're setting the groundwork to make sure that we're all voting independently. And we're not trying to figure out a way to not make this work. And, you know, in my position, I'm gonna stick with our board here, but I'm also gonna forewarn you, I have been through this, and I see Sean Yates sitting back there, 29 years ago. I was fortunate enough that I paid about $38,000 out of my pocket to defend myself. I did get reimbursed, but I wondered the whole time what's going on. So Brandon, I see you sitting there. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you, because the problem I'm having is, just like you asked the other day, why? And that's where we're at. So, what I'd like to see our board do is, I think, I'm hearing some people say that people are calling them. Yeah, some people are. I've got a few, not many, but we've got 16 people right here that filled out an affidavit saying that they need this. So sometimes, and I'm not lecturing anybody, okay? Sometimes we have to do exactly what needs to be done, and in that, he cited some case study, I think, that, and that's what it boils down to. These businesses, especially, they need it. So, in doing this, what I think that one of the stumbling blocks for not only myself, I'm sure for y'all, is, and I've heard several people saying it can't be done for that, it can't be done for that. Please keep those comments to yourself. We've hired this company. He says he can. It's like Chip said, the comptroller. We don't own it. So if they say they can, they get bonded. We'll see what happens. So, I think the logical next step is to vote to proceed. At that point in time, he'll come back and say, yes, we can, and at that point in time, we'll vote again to proceed on. But you can't expect them to go out and do all the studies, the engineering and everything, and spend all that time, and then bring it back, and then the city says, no, we don't want to do that. So, that's just the next logical step. So, any questions, any comments?
What is my comment and concern is, the 500,000, let's say it only gets to, I don't know, Blister Road, like from the interstate to there.
Now, wait, let's get straight now. It's gonna start at Bonnie Brook, which
Okay,
is,
right, it's gonna start at Bonneville. Well, let's just say it doesn't, we don't have enough money to get any further. I'm just throwing out Blister Road, because that's the first place that I can think
Chip
of.
and I said the same thing.
Like,
I actually agree with you. All right.
okay, so, but we got there, okay? What have we done? We haven't done anything for downtown.
Well, we got a major section of infrastructure already in place, and that's because of the city anything.
But this was supposed to be for the downtown area.
True.
And so if we only get to there, we haven't done anything to help the downtown area. So what are we,
I have a suggestion for that. I don't know if this is right or not, I'm just thinking about your
I mean,
question.
I'm-
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we're spitballing a little bit here, but what if you passed a motion that said, we will approve receipt of the grant, provided when the bids come in, you're able to accomplish exactly what you said you would accomplish. Take it all the way down. Right, they'll have to bond it, so once they bond it, it's done. But if they were to come back and say, well, we got our bids in now, we thought we could do it all the way down, but we can only take it to Callista Road, then they would have to come back here and give you guys a second bite at the apple to make that decision. See what I'm saying? We can't throw in the extra money. But it could be that, I don't even know, maybe it's some businesses.
yeah, but it keeps us set there, I mean, for, you know, cause,
All I think about, somebody wants to sue me, about 10 minutes ago. That's what all I can think about right now, to be honest with you.
but I mean, we can't go that far and then it sit until for 7, 8 years until we get the next little grant or something, because things, I mean, you know, it doesn't help us just sit there. So I guess my question is, if we get that far and then I don't know, it's just,
Well, I think you could defer that decision till you saw how far they could really get. Like if they said, all we can do, they're saying they can get it all the way down here. But if the bids come back and they say we were wrong, which lots of people are thinking they may do that, then you get another chance to vote.
I mean, I've done a lot of research on how much stuff, I've really done my due diligence, and it just doesn't seem like a whole lot to get as far as what we're talking. It's like a huge concern
Yeah.
to me, a huge concern, that we go ahead and we make a commitment, and then we're kind of stuck in a,
I think we've all thought that, but here's where it's at with me. So if they take off from the sewer plant and they get down to City Grove Road, run out of money. We've got the sewer right there, so 5 months, 5 years, 15 years later, they can pick up right there. The pipe is not gonna deteriorate, and they can take off from there, or some of these business owners or some of the developer or somebody could say, let's get this thing going again and get that on up the road a little bit further. So, what has happened is cost the city of Cross Plains zero. It's cost, there's no taxpayer money involved. So, it's a great point, but you're that much further in here. Me and Chip have asked the sewer companies.
I can't ask them again. I mean, we've asked every way, we've said, we have people standing up in public meetings who work for you guys and say you can't do it. All that. He said, I'm telling you, I went back to 3 contractors to make sure my numbers were right. I'm telling you, they're right. I don't know what else to do other than pass something that allows them to get to the bid process and see, and then maybe the joke's on us at that point, or maybe the joke's on him. But I don't know what else to do to try to get it any closer price-wise.
Yeah, I know zero about pricing it. What I do know is that he's in 6, 7 states, 300 to 50 to 400 different plants working. They know what they're talking about. So, that's all I can
Should
go
know
on.
what they're talking about.
I had no other, we've researched them. They've not had any, failures, bankruptcies, where the bonding company had to come in. They're the same system we've got right now at the interstate. There's another thing, and I promise I'm not gonna just keep repeating these things tonight, but the same systems at the interstate, everybody out there is on it. It's been out there 11 years. You can see where the growth's at. So, it's not like it's gonna just come in overnight and be a boom town or something. This community,
Actually, that's word over the growth, so we can, us and planning and zoning,
this community is gonna grow. There's no, way about it. Been saying that for a long time, though, too, so, anyway. Any other questions or comments? Anybody in the audience like to make a comment? If you do, come up to the podium, sign.
I'm not trying to be your nana.
Do what, Kathy?
I'm not trying to be a nana. But anyway, I would assume you all are bonded, because I've never heard of somebody blackmailing a council member for votes with a lawsuit. You all should have bonded insurance for your roads here. I would be surprised if it was otherwise. But nonetheless, I am in favor of a sewer for the downtown area to fix a problem for the current residents, because those are your constituents. And I've heard them say to you, we want this fixed. But that's different than having it come up part way and stopping and servicing people and development down at the end. I would propose you do, if you have a public health crisis, if that's so here in the city, use those funds toward that civic center and make it exclusive for the current problem only, and whatever that looks like. And honestly, those are the people you are supposed to be serving, is your current residents, not future residents. Those are the people that voted for you. That would be my preference. It's not an exclusive you, but honestly too, I've been part of numerous meetings. I've never heard someone be, council members should have insurance and liability coverage. I'd be surprised if you didn't. That would be under your jurisdiction too.
Yeah, we have insurance, but it may not cover this.
Well, I can't imagine that that's within your state laws even, for your, I mean.
You're talking about law, and I'm, without our city attorney here, I don't want to get into law. I mean, we just received a letter and he interpreted it for us.
Well, but there's also passing $2 million project with a $500,000 fund. That's not always good judgment either. So, I would just, yeah. I'm not opposed to sewer fixing a problem. That's the municipality's responsibility.
Okay.
But y'all have been told by 3 contractors that do this for a living that the money isn't making sense.
Well, let's call the bluff of Adinas and see.
But it doesn't hit your goal, which is to service the people of the
But
city.
then we can, but then if they come back and say we can't do what we said we could do, then we reconvene and we figure out what we're gonna do, or we just call it off. But we can't get to that next step unless we pass something. That's the part that's the problem. We can't get to the bid process without an initial vote. We can't, because we have to agree that if they can come in at 549, 500, we would go forward. But if they can't, it can be drawn up so
I
that,
hear you say 2 different things. You talk about coming part ways, but then you talk about the problem being in the city.
No,
So
wait a minute, wait a minute.
what's the goal? I'm not
Wait a
sure.
minute, you misunderstood.
I probably did. Just explain it.
So, 549, if they can't make it the whole way, at that point, we've achieved something that did not cost us anything. We're trying to get it here, but like I said earlier, I don't know. I don't think anybody in this table here knows. So, Mr. Matt says that he can, so that's what I'm going on. So we gotta move forward to get the study done, so we'll know. You can't expect them to come up here and do all this engineering work and then bring it up here and they say, no. Well, somebody had to pay for several hours of engineering costs there. So, that's exactly where we're at, Casey. thank you for your comments. And I'll say this, we mentioned a while ago that we got sued. We went to court. We actually set precedent in the law that's on the books now. Mr. Joe Haynes, we went, and now the law is, if you get sued as a public official, it doesn't matter if you're a state senator or a judge or whatever, if you get sued, you pay, and if they're found not guilty, the state and the insurance company reimburses you. If you're found guilty, you should have vacated office and left. That was your fault. So they made that. There's some case study if you ever want to look at it. But the city of Cross Plains was the main one on that. We had over $80-something thousand total attorney fees. Anyway, any other comments?
I've got one. I feel like I need a lawyer right now to advise me before I even vote.
Amen.
I just, to be honest with you, I mean, you sit here, come up here to make a vote on a situation, and you hear you're gonna get sued right when you sit down.
That's not what it says. You didn't read the letter. It's telling you to make sure.
Pretty much saying you're gonna get sued if you say no is the way I read it.
No. What they're trying to tell you is that there's some case study there. If me and you and Sam conspired to stop this thing, then shame on us.
And it should be.
That's right. Any contact or information should be held right here. That's fine if you see somebody at the dumpster or ball game and say, tell me what you're thinking. Right. But when you take on these things, we're trying to be positive and grow this community. And this is one of the most basic things that a community has to have, Jason. So when you look,
I'm not saying it's not fair.
okay,
I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just trying to help you.
I know.
So,
You understand where I'm kind of
I
hard
understand what you-
now that.
well, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to understand what Brandon or Dan Green or anyone else is thinking too. They've got a sizable investment here, and you know that's their livelihood.
Look, I'm not the villain here. This is absolutely y'all can think what you want to and listen. Say what you want to. You can get pissed, stare me down, whatever you want to do. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I have asked a million times, give me one reason why this is a bad thing. No one's asking for this to be approved to today to where it's all or nothing. The vote is to move forward to see if Adinas is telling us what they can do for $549,000. And no one can give me one reason why that's a bad thing. So I'm asking, why is this a negative thing? No one can give me one answer why this is a negative thing, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, we're just asking for it to be approved to move forward. That's all. And there's no reason given that it's not. And that's all as a business owner I'm asking. I'm not asking for this to be approved today and it's all or nothing. And Chip, I've never seen anybody do due diligence to the point of every detail that he's done and answered y'all's questions a million times, and we're still confused. And I don't understand that. And that's where at the end of the day, I have to protect me and my family and my business and my future, and I will do whatever I can or have to do, whether anybody likes it or not. Nobody in here is more important than my family, just like I expect everyone in here to feel the same way about your family. I'm not the bad guy here. I've given a million opportunities. Give me one reason why this should not happen. No one has given me one, not even a half of one. So I still stand here right now asking the same question. Give me one reason why this should not happen. And if I can get an answer to that, I'll just sit down and shut up, I won't ever come back to another meeting ever again. But anyway,
Hey Stan, you gotta stop the comments from the crowd, please. We're asking you to leave. We're not gonna do that.
Right, just what I've tried to say, you know, was, I just want to see a plan from A to Z. And I know what you're saying is, what are we losing? I get that. What do you lose to try? I would like to.
I agree with you.
That's just all I want to see. I'm not totally against it, but listen, sure wouldn't want to hurt your family.
I'm not taking it like that. I'm with you. But that has been made clear that cannot happen because we're on a time frame. And the only thing we're asking, or I'm asking, some people aren't, obviously, I'm just asking to move it forward to get to the next step. That's all. Not that this is gonna ever happen. And I've made it, I mean this. It's like, and you have a legitimate argument. If it comes halfway, but if the closer it moves to downtown, there possibly could be some of us that have enough money to continue it privately funded with our money. But let's say it gets to the Mexican restaurant, and that's as far as it gets, and I'm sitting on here it almost made it to me, but it didn't. I'm still happy with the progress that we've made as a community, that we've gotten it farther on free money yesterday. Just free money. I'm not trying.
And not to scare or anybody, but just remember what Russell said. As long as you have objective reasons why it's a bad idea, that's fine. Objective reasons.
I feel like I do, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't, I just don't feel comfortable. This made me really uncomfortable. You know, I don't have
You've been
anything, I don't have
uncomfortable.
anything to gain out of it one way or the other. I just do what's best for our city. And that's
I think that's what everyone up here wants. I know.
what he had to say.
I mean, I can't hear you. You just want what's best for the city?
Yes.
All right. I think we all agree on that, don't we, Sherry? So I'll be, let's be straightforward and do the job that we're elected and don't be condescending, okay? That's what we're here for, is trying to move this thing forward. You know, you got this young man, got a lot of money staked out there. I see Jordan Bishop sitting back there, something that's valuable to our community, a little daycare, but the business right in front of him. I don't know, when you say you want to do what's right for the community, that is what's right for the community, is to try to help them get rid of these waste problems. I mean, that's just basic things that you do. And nobody here, it's not like we're voting to bring in
So, one other thing, how come we haven't had any other discussions with anyone other than Anita? Like,
Because the grant money is actually being issued to
the grant money's been issued only to Adina?
That's correct.
they're not the only ones, Jason. There's not a lot of these private sewer companies.
And I don't know,
I don't know either, but I know, Grant's told us, Williamson County, if I've got the highest tax, rate in the state, they can't even afford to put these, conventional, gravity flow systems in anymore. It's all going to this now. It's just a system like it's all gravity flow to manhole like it was, for years back. It could run $6-7 million out here. So this is a good way to get it done. My recommendation is let's move forward, get the numbers back, and if they don't like what you see then, at that point in time, then you would say,
that's a great plan.
yeah. I mean, that's the only way you can go. All right, any other discussion? All right, we're going to take a roll call vote, and if you want
Can I
to,
ask what there's been lots of things thrown out. What exactly exact wording, what are we voting on? Exactly.
We're voting on moving forward to the next step, to tell them that we'd like to, proceed and go forward with a cost study and the engineering, come back, and then at that point in time, if we still don't like it,
So we're
walk
not,
away from
we're
it.
not accepting the grant, we're just
Well,
asking.
No, we're accepting.
Yeah, when,
Okay, so what's the,
I'm trying to write one out, maybe it's a suggestion. I think the motion would be to accept the grant and ask Adenas to proceed with the engineering and I'm writing while I'm thinking. The engineering and the bids.
To be submitted for final approval and vote to move forward.
Well, they're not gonna go forward with spending money unless you commit that if they come back and they're able to do everything they said they were gonna do, that it's a green light.
Yep.
So, accept the grant and instruct Adenas to proceed with the engineering and bids. I don't know, I've got a comma. Provided the bids match the original design, conceptual design.
I think so.
So, if not, then they should report back. Right? So, let me read it out loud again and see if it makes sense. The motion would be to accept the grant and instruct Adenas to proceed with the engineering and bids. Provided the bids match the grant, they can proceed. If not, they need to report back to the city commission.
I think I'd like to have a report back either way.
Well, okay, and, well, I want to make sure, okay, and report back to the city commission. All right, I have it crossed out. Let me read it again and see. The motion would be to accept the grant and instruct Adenas to proceed with the engineering bids, provided the bids match the conceptual drawings, they can proceed. And under all circumstances, report back to the city commission.
Like this.
I don't know, I probably should have thought this out before the meeting.
I like it.
What are you trying to say?
I just, the wording kind of bothers me, proceed, like we're just giving them, just go for it without like
Well, we
them
gotta
coming,
proceed forward.
I understand. but
Well,
you're
if
saying
the
to
price,
accept it.
so let's make sure what we're trying to accomplish, because I'm listening to you now, that if the bids come back and they can do it for the $549,500, they can proceed, correct?
Is that for a partial project or the whole project?
The whole project. It matches the conceptual drawings, which are the whole project. So if they can come back,
But do we know what the conceptual drawings are?
they've given us drawings.
Okay.
Yeah, they've given us drawings.
If we do take the grant, can we give that back if it doesn't work on?
We don't get it.
We can just say, no, it's not working out.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll never touch the money, Jason.
Right.
We'll pay the contractor.
Mayor Vokel said the night that he came up that, TDAC released the money as certain points were checked off. So TDAC has the money, so I'm assuming it goes to Adinas at those certain
That's right.
check marks.
TDEC manages the entire project.
I think they actually hold the money, they approve it for GNRC. GNRC's got the money. Redder National. They do that a whole
They just
lot.
have to write the grant.
I'm sorry?
They just have to write the grant, and they're making sure all the procedures are followed. I don't think they handle the money, it's CDAC money.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty
Sorry.
Very,
I'm sorry?
my understanding is the money will come to the county and that Adinas will make draws off of the money through the county.
Okay.
There's a
See, I don't
finance
know.
officer that will make the cut the check.
I just know we won't have it in our funds.
Yeah.
I think I may be able to reword this a little cleaner.
Mhm.
So here's another version. The motion would be to accept the sewer grant, instruct Adinas to proceed with engineering and bids, and only with construction if the bid matches the entire project as drawn in the initial drawing. Either way, report back to the city commission. So now we're saying, construction, you're free to go, but if you miscalculated, you gotta come back here. That's what I think we're saying. And then you can decide, take it as far as you think it'll go, or not.
Okay, y'all like that?
I'm good with it. I mean, anything that you get is a plus. Right now, there's nothing in the ground from Bonnie Brook this way. Whatever you can get in the ground, come in this direction, it ain't costing the city any money, it's a plus.
So we would need a motion and a second, and then you can do the roll call vote.
Will you please read that again?
Okay. The motion would be to accept the sewer grant and instruct Adinas to proceed with engineering and bids, and only with construction if the bid matches the completion of the entire project as written in the initial drawing. Either way, report back to the city commission. So now we're taking the risk out of it not, of these cost overruns, and we're at least getting it to the next level so they can design it, bid it out. And truthfully, that's gonna be the only time he's gonna know for sure that it can be done to that.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only way you'll ever know, is they do a little core drilling down through there and find out where the, other lines are located and get the cost to run it out here.
So,
Read it one more time.
okay, the motion would be, if somebody makes it, to accept the sewer grant and instruct Adinas to proceed with engineering and bids, and only with construction if the bid matches the completion of the entire project contained in the initial drawings. Either way, report back to the city commission.
I wanna make a motion to move forward on that.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Sherry,
No,
you have a reason?
I'm not required to give a reason.
You want to state it for the record?
I don't have what I need in front of me to make that decision.
Wow.
Okay, let's just go through with the vote.
All right, let me. Arlene,
No,
reason?
I'm worried about the business side of it for the city.
Not costing the city any money.
On a business project, though, it's also not it's not benefiting the city either. I'm just worried about I'm worried about the wording of proceedings. That's the wording that I was trying to ask about.
Jason?
Like I said earlier, can I abstain and get a
No.
lawyer?
Well, understand.
I don't know, I don't know the rules. I don't know how that works.
He absolutely can abstain.
Yeah, I got it. Abstain to get an
Sherry.
attorney.
I don't need your help, okay? I'm the mayor. I'll conduct the meeting. Thank you. What?
You're welcome.
Sam, you vote yea?
Yes.
And Barry?
Yes.
Yea? Do y'all wanna vote, do y'all want me to put in the minutes why you voted yea?
I'd like to make a motion to take a 10-minute break and try to vote one more time. This is going on too long. Take a 10-minute break and, Jason second, come back in 10 minutes, vote again. Free to get up, move around, we start back to the table, please stay where you're at.
That's your time, Sam. Water. If I want some water, maybe can the rest of it.
I'm not a lawyer, I have no idea. We've done it before. No.
I think you have a binding vote.
Well, they'll just vote again, and then it'll be no.
But per your charter, when you ask for unapprove a motion, you have to wait sometimes a year before you can put it back on the table again. Depending on what it is that you're voting for, you can't revote.
No, I don't think our charter says that. It might, no, I'm not.
I think.
Like I said, I'm not an attorney, so I have no idea.
I'd rather charter all.
I have it.
Did you read the charter?
No. No. It's not gonna pass. We might as well just, it's not gonna pass. Let them get sued and be done with it. So, let them take the next step. It'll be just like it was 7 years ago.
nothing to do with the sewer, that's all here. Let her make a suggestion for being church citizens. When you
get your insurance, go to see all the entries are scheduled way ahead of time. You're adding this now.
No, it's already on there. It's been on there.
The bluegrass is.
Yeah.
But you can't just admit your own schedule.
Well, I don't get in touch with,
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
The charge,
Yeah,
scheduled events are usually done a year in advance.
yeah, they're always,
But,
Fourth of
but you
July
can't
and all
change the
that.
day before scheduled events, because they will not honor it.
No,
I'm just trying to tell you
Yeah.
about that scheduled event, if that is disabled under your insurance. I've been there, I've been to these
I-
parties, you can't add,
I can ask him, I've already got a message to him about this lawsuit.
well,
So I'm
I
just-
don't need to know that,
I'll
I'll hit you
just
any way
send him again
possible on the
tomorrow.
insurance side. But Florida, she's right, everybody should be taught, once you go to a class, and be certified as a commissioner, even if the family comes out, you go to a class, and make it your money. That's true. Anytime you don't
All
hit that
they,
outside this.
all they
I'm
ever
here.
require is to be bonded, is anybody that signs a check. And,
You realize your minutes have to say there's something about, and that's gonna go on public record.
hey, I've been doing this for 29 years, Kathy.
I just wanted you to see about the schedule
Yeah.
for the league.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 29 years.
Because
Yeah.
your grades are based off the numbers.
Well, see, all right, I got this.
And you're
Baseball team
you're not on
are
that thing, you just
based
gotta
off
take
numbers.
numbers.
That's right, that's all I do, is take them and write them, to the best of my ability.
We have to have, when we do the baseball team, on the liability stuff, we have to know how many players, how many games. And so that's what makes it hard. It's like that schedule, how many people are going to have. So but
What do you mean?
the Bluegrass Festival, any schedule event on insurance policy is based, the amount of money is usually based off the number of people. So that raises the liability.
Now, see, they never ask me how many people can, never. The 4th of July, it's all covered, all I have to do is give him the date.
Okay. I'm just suggesting something I've
Yeah.
been involved with, I've been to
Well, I'll,
2 or 3 times.
I'll get with him tomorrow.
Schedule events is very, very nasty.
Yeah, well, that's the only two, well, and the Christmas parade. There's the Christmas parade, the 4th of July, and, the Bluegrass Festival.
ought to be added to that list.
Yep. I need to check. Yeah, I need to.
helicopters and landing.
It's just, the risk factor, the risk factor is based off the number of people. It ain't just a risk.
Yeah,
So today's world in insurance world, the reason your policies and stuff are easing up is because over 9 million wrecks last year due to texting going down the road. So that's,
Oh, yeah, I
that's raised their
believe
risk. So now these policies are going skyrocket because of the risk.
yeah.
Not counting just the price of cars. What's wrong with the state? The state won't make them good. What's wrong with the state? You go ahead, you get $100,000 and $300,000 coverage on your car. One of these other people go out here and get 25 people. That's not gonna cover your
Some of them don't have
$70,000 car.
none.
Well, that's true. But the state ought to be,
You know, the
maybe,
cities I got
ought
in
to at least
there?
give 100,000.
Yeah.
The state ought to make at least a million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how many tickets I got in there for no insurance?
Yeah.
Oh, bullet.
You know how many come to my place and want me to get it for a month so they go to court to get out of that ticket and then come back?
Probably as many as tickets as I got in
We're
there.
doing it. You can't pay it in 6 months. I'm not right.
Yeah.
Because it costs me too much money.
Well, that's
I
right.
have to pay $15 to do the DMV, and then I have to do we have to do the work, and then we take that box, and they want to cancel it and get part of their money back. So I'm not doing it. 6
Yeah.
months, maybe 6 months. I'll do it.
It'll be worth the 6
But
months.
if they come up here, come down me, get proof of insurance, bring you that I got it, and then the next day, come cancel it.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
No.
Because it ain't right.
Oh,
I got
you're
vehicles,
exactly
I got people. But that's what they do.
I know they do, but some of them we get 2 or 3 times.
Well, you just check it out, and I can help you on that, I will.
Oh, gosh.
Got lots of, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to have 2. No, just 1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You do look very good.
Like, they come back, and it's grant, they just come back, and it's not.
So it doesn't really get approved here. They get a second look. That's what it's so we gotta go spend it.
I got you.
But
Yeah, okay.
I know she.
I don't know, maybe.
That's.
I need to go to them before I have to stand up
All right. Then we're gonna do this one more time. Chip, you'll read the motion again.
Yeah.
If you can.
I'm glad to do that. You said you don't like the word proceed.
Yeah, I was trying to discuss that earlier.
So let me read it and see if there's something you would be comfortable with. The motion be to accept the sewer grant and instruct the Denis to proceed with engineering and bids, and only with construction if the bids matches the completion of the entire project in the initial drawing. Either way, report back to the commission. So, to proceed with engineering and bids, and only with construction if the bid matches the completion of the entire project. I don't really know how else to word it. I'm afraid if we instruct them to proceed, but don't really vote in favor of it, and we say, bring us back the bids, and then we'll vote for it, they may not even be authorized to spend the engineering money. See what I'm saying? I mean, they have to have some assurance that if they come in on the number, that they can proceed. I guess.
I mean, if they came in at the right number, then we would approve it. So I guess what I'm saying is what I would like for them to do is do the accept the grant, do their engineering and their, cost analysis, and then bring that back to us, and then I say, oh, you are at the 549.
So are you saying that you would?
I'm just, like, what it sounds like it's saying to me is, hey, go start. Is what it sounds like we're basically saying. Yes, they're gonna report back to us, but they're reporting back to us whether they're good or bad or whatever. I'm just saying that if they gave us some good hard numbers and then came back to us and we said, hey, yeah, go with that, that's at 549, we can get all the way to.
Are you saying that if, and I am putting you on the spot, but they're gonna ask me, are you saying that if the bid came back at 549, 500, and they said, okay, we've got the engineering drawings and the bids,
And this is how much it's gonna cost right here on this piece of paper in black and white ink,
you would vote yes?
then we have that option to say, hey, that's what they said they were gonna do, then we can do that. But just kind of leaving it out there as this
Okay.
open round, just, hey, go and do this, and then you're gonna be able to go. Like, it just
But-
says to me that we're saying, yeah, proceed.
But are you saying that if they did come back at 549,500 for the entire project,
I mean, if
Bids.
if they can tell me how far we're gonna go and all that.
Then you would vote
then
yes.
That's a whole different,
then you would,
different issue, yes.
because I'm gonna have to tell them that it will pass once the bids are complete. If you come in at the right number. If you come in at the number,
I think that's a given. You know, they put it out there, they're gonna come back and double check, they're gonna do the engineering and come back in and say, we're good, let's move forward. And let the bid and bond the company and go. This isn't gonna happen for at least a year and a half or 2 years, it ain't gonna happen next week.
what about present back to the commission evidence that the entire project can be done for the 549,500? Is that what you're saying? Provide the bids, basically.
Provide hard numbers.
So present back to the commission proof that the winning bid, or whatever, matches the completion of the entire project as contained in the initial drawing. That's what you're saying, right? Yeah, I know. I'm reading my own writing. To accept the sewer grant and instruct Ademus to proceed with engineering and bids and present back to this commission proof that the winning bid matches the completion of the entire project contained in the initial drawings presented to us.
I think that's the same thing that we just,
No, because we took out no construction. They're not authorized to do any construction. They're only authorized to bring back to you
the bid.
the bids.
Read it one more time.
Yeah. I want to digest it myself. To accept the sewer grant, instruct Ademus to proceed with engineering and bids, and present back to this commission proof that the winning bid matches the completion, instead of matches, covers the completion of the entire project as contained in the initial drawings. So we're asking them to move forward with the engineering and bids and then come back here and show us that, yep, you can do it for 549,500. Now, I'm not gonna suggest to you that that's gonna be sufficient for Ademus to start the engineering work, but at least it's a step in the right direction. But they have to come back to you with proof that they can do the entire project for that number. And then, if they can't, then you guys can discuss it, you have a decision to make. If they can, there we go. So I'm gonna read it again. The The motion would be to accept the sewer grant, instruct Demus to proceed with engineering and bids, and present back to the city commission proof that the winning bid covers the completion of the entire project as contained in the initial drawings.
Motion to move forward.
Motion made. I'll second it. Call for a roll call vote.
Mary,
No.
Marlene,
No.
Jason,
Yes.
Sam,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. I knew it. Smoking. It's like when you need to wait, what you need to do is make these logical decisions. You're not trying to close me and you, you're placing this community.
Good job.
I don't know about
All right. Second sentence in your conversation is your father-in-law said that you could give me a doable deal here. Tyler Cochran. I'm gonna send you, can you get a shared contact? Yeah. Let me do that. Okay. All right.
People want to.
I have your number, what is it? From California, you get 9 come up. My phone number is, I will, that's your phone number. Yeah, that's my personal phone. And you can put, yeah, Paul, yeah. Just call me. I'm right there across the road. All right. I'm older than you. Yeah. Past few years. I'll shoot you back. Yeah. Okay. So we've had this big sewer under the interstate for 11 years. And we said if there's a big mega subdivision, somebody comes in, they gotta come before the planning board to give us zoning variance. When they say, yeah, we like that out there, it comes back to this table right here, and they approve it. One thing, not somebody being able to do it. Yeah, if I had to pay to get it direct, it's not a problem. I would work like that before we stop right now. They're about to run me out. Already, she's been with me the whole time, 28 years. She said, y'all stick with this. I said, that's 2 more years of my term. I can see them more doing it. No, I mean, they're away here. Jason has to be reelected. All them three, Sam, Jason, and Sherry have to be reelected. I think water told me. Me and Marlene are still 2 more years. She's the one she's the one that won all the qualifications that voted in here. And, you know, I went in there, Jason said, 30 years. What do I say? I took me a good time. I included about 6 weeks, maybe 7 times. Most times, the play is at full 2 years. Full in guys sitting back here. And I put my foot down. They showed me who was off. They stopped me. I'm laying for them. They're going to come back. They ain't going to do nothing. Not leave or come leave. Because they know who. I shouldn't have said that. But, and if it was something positive, I'd go. No, this one news to me was no identity to the city. Everything's covered. It's covered like the other part of the state. All you're doing is saying, yeah, we want that. We want this infrastructure that wants us to have. And you put down she's trying to undermine us. She's calling the state controller's office. She's calling the technical services. All that. If she was a man, tell me all right, buddy. Yeah, Paul, you call him and I'll let him know you're going to be Yeah, don't it'll be a couple of weeks.
You got a problem with that? Your wife standing in line?
No.
Hey, you got an issue, you got a problem with that. I don't have to worry about mine. I know my
Brandon, just tell me what It's really good. I appreciate y'all coming. I'm hoping Discourse. That's the word you were looking for. I'm trying to treat everything with so respect. I'm so put roll in your eyes. So they are trying to say something. That's what I told you. I've been sitting there with Cindy down there. I'm gonna look at that. I'm trying to be respectful of you. I didn't tell her what I did about it. You can't not be like that. All right, Mr. Mayor, thank you, sir, appreciate it. See you. I'll be next month. Stop saying something.
I mean, I've been seriously thinking about that.
All right, come on.
Did you go to the drive place online,
What, Sharon? Yeah, but we're off for 14. She's a failure to.
Oh, my God.
She doesn't look like a teenager.
She's like a teenager. Oh, that court date thing that guy was telling me about. Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
I wouldn't even been up to
In 20 minutes trying to get a word changed. In 20 minutes trying to get a word changed.
And then I went to the back shop and making sure they don't.
So now your login won't work.
My login won't work, and I see.
No, you're going to pay for it.
Oh, it's Amy.
Wrong Angie.
Amy, a long email, everything, it was cool. But I sent it to you, and she sent me back the first one, to tell me I know who you are. You did not talk to me. And I had to go to the front office to find out what was going on. I was talking to the principal. Yeah. I was in big trouble. I'm still in big trouble.
She said, you think you should call Stan about this? I said, are you guilty? What were you? She said, I'm guilty. I said, you take your medicine.
Let's wait.
Why don't you check?
Yeah, when we need a real favor, let's.
Yeah, but it sounds like we're getting there.
Station in the same area, and Victoria, all kinds. Y'all better slow down, you don't get a ticket. I want you to shoot you on the wall. How would you? Well, you sure don't. Think about it, time, 47, what is the rate? What was it? It was range of,
It's going, you know where it is, she was cut to
well,
12.
yeah, just coming right down the hill at the golf course and everything. And everybody said, oh, I'm so sorry, I swear, I think all the time about Stephen and my kids, I never ever, he probably would have said, I'll just give you warning, but I said, give it to me, I deserve it. I did deserve it. Oh my gosh, Barry did great
That's
tonight.
better.
You did, good job, man.
Hopefully.
You were what? Ambush.
That's what Kathy said.
What
Kathy went ambush and Jason.
Jason asked me to step in there.
Yeah, she come up over to me and told me, she said, no, you're gonna have to put your minute, because you had 2 votes on this. I said, Kathy, I've been working here for 29 years, I know what I need to do. She did.
She is.
Hey, wait a minute, I'm
Well, I'm
recording
gonna
all
make it-
this. I'm swearing,
What are you
Liz.
doing? Get that off of there. Oh, my God.
I don't know how to do it. My daughter-in-law.
You'll be like,
It's in.
I'm sitting there trying to send her a
okay,
text.
don't be sweet yourself.
Well,
She'll be chairman of the.
Jason,
Well,
Jason wants to do the right thing. What he told me was, he said, I love this community. I don't want to see East Robertson bust out and be a 6A school. I want it to stay small. Jason, look at me, and I said, I want you to look at me. I said, been in sewers at the interstate for 11 years. If somebody wanted to build a big mega subdivision in here, they have to come before the planning board. And when they do that, the planning board will send it right back to you out there, and you can say no at that time. But what we're talking about is health issues.
We're talking about SHIT in
Right.
people's yards and us going into the
Well,
restaurant.
he said they didn't like being,
they had to close their bathrooms because they.
I think his first 30 minutes, he was too mad to do anything, because he was looking at.
He was.
That's the idea.
Stare down.
Yeah.
Stare down.
Do you remember Barb used to be Petrie? You probably don't.
Yeah,
She's talking
I gotta get out of here.
all three.
He's back there.
She's out there.
Okay.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
I gave her a big old hug.
Y'all did great.
Thank
Did
you.
great. I think they're did great too.
I did.
Everybody.
I had my beeper go off. I don't know what happened with him.
We meet with it.
I don't know what was going on.
What do you do?
Oh, he was mad in the background. He said, I don't know what he told me to go on or something. I said, Sam, you need to knock it off now. Dookie said, I'm trying to calm him down. I went, I don't care if he calms down or not, knock it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give a crap. I don't know what your problem is. The way you're sitting back there mouthing, you need to hush.
Well, let me tell you this, and to keep this under your hat. So, I want to tell Sharon, so Jason told me that, and I said, Jason, we got a health issue. This guy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you or I would do the same thing. If you owed the money on there and your sewage or your system wasn't working, you'd do the same thing. No, because I would have done my due diligence, I would have known about that lot. I said, so if you didn't? So he said, that's not my problem. I got loud on me then, and I said, yeah, by God, it is your problem. When you took one of these chairs in here, that is your problem. I've got a dog.
You think?
That's your problem.
There's still recording going on. You know that.
Oh.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
Can we get out there?
yeah, you get out of here.
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
What about this, wait a minute? That's audio and video recording.
We can go through the kitchen now.
Over here.
I don't want to stop talking anymore. Let's go through here.
Wait a minute, get that.